guys ready for some chess? Who's ready? Oh, that's right. I can put the countdown on the screen at the same time. Crazy times. Yeah, that's right, Marilyn. Even if it's about chess, Marilyn will still stop by. Where are my chats? Why aren't my chats on screen, you know? I'm just gonna leave this timer up until it ends, you know? Look, I got coffee, Canadian coffee today, okay? The beer only comes out at night, and the evening stream will be a bit later. And fade out the music until we stop. And oh no, why did I expect that to happen? Someone stop that. Oh my god, okay. Jeez. Wakes a brother up. I don't know if that came through on y'all's end, but Jesus. Fucking siren. Holy shit. Okay. Well, now I'm fucking ready. Oh god, my hair. I do need a haircut, okay? Now I feel like I can't get one out of stubbornness because all those fucking people in Emmett's chat and my own chat, told me to get a haircut. So, now I feel like I have to hold out and then wait a long enough time where then when I get one, people are like, oh, he just decided randomly on his own volition to get a haircut, and they don't connect it, But now that I've said this, I have to wait even longer because now I have to make everyone forget. Chess is a psyop. Chess is a psyop. I don't know how many people here play chess. I don't expect many people to watch this stream. I understand. It's not what I usually do. But I woke up and I'm like, I'm bored as fuck. It's Saturday. And I can't stream until later tonight. I will be streaming. I'll always be streaming. But I can't stream until a bit later because I'm going out for dinner with my Taiwanese family. Okay, so yeah, we'll be back until, I don't know, maybe 8. Maybe 8 Central Standard Time. I suppose my usual 6. So I woke up and I was like, you know what? Let's just play some chess. Let's just go buck wild. That's what I said to myself, Oh, can I move my, oh God. Can I move my chat to be like not blocking my fucking face? Where is Indian Jesus when you fucking need him? Where is Jesus when you need Jesus? There's got to be a way to move the chat, surely, right? Oh, I'm moving it. There's got to be a position, though, right? Oh, there we go. Oh, that kind of works, actually. That kind of works. All right. Accepting challenges, and this will be instructional chess, okay? Because Confluence is, on a different account where he is lower, where he will hopefully be able to explain his moves. Again, don't expect people to stick around unless you want to be better at chess, which, might be a psyop, might not be a psyop. God, my hair. Okay. That's going to be it is what it is. Wait, did I already get a challenge? Oh, I got a challenge from Iwer. Iwer, let's fucking do it. This is Iwer. Everybody knows Iwer. Oh, except I have to fix this later because, I can read chat on the normal way. Iwer, we haven't played chess in a hot minute. Iwer, if you beat me, this is going to be usually I can use the excuse of me being like intoxicated and stuff, but right now, I did wake up, but I got my Tim Hortons coffee, so. Good to see Iwer. Y'all know Iwer. Oh God, Iwer, you're going into Iwer. Do you remember I told you that this line is a line I don't like? I should be explaining my moves. This is the Vienna game Max Lang defense. This is the top Vienna. I'll explain more. I just got excited by playing with Iwer. We put this here. This is a fair move, okay? Iwer's targeting this, and this gets into some crazy theory. And if Iwer goes down this line, then, I'll try to remember. So we're attacking the queen. We're also threatening a fork. I don't know if Iwer can hear me, so maybe he understands. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. But then Iwer has this very tempting move, which isn't losing by any means, but it gets really... It's a tactical nightmare because this looks super tempting. It looks like it's almost mate, but then there's a bunch of threats that white can do, a bunch of threats that black can do. And despite studying this exact position, I lose it probably more than 50% of the time. So, Corey, you will bring the certain group of people into any conversations when I realize. Brother could be playing some chess and you're like, how can I tie in a certain nation of people into this topic? See, Ivor's taken. He's settling into a long think. There's a lot to calculate here. There's a lot. Do you just go back and concede that Queen F6 was crazy, or do you plow? Iver plows forward. Okay, so only move. I can't move. I can't do anything else. Not much point in thinking about it. King slides over. Lose castling rights. That seems pretty bad. Now it depends how Iver follows it up. You know, there's a lot of ways to go right. There's a lot of ways to go wrong, which is why I play this position. But it's also I probably shouldn't, because I end up going wrong a lot in this position. And I can't remember. I did tell Iver this a while ago, so Ivor's got a good memory, so he might remember that this is a position that I often fail in. I doubt he knows what to do because we didn't talk about that, but you know, he probably does remember that this is a position that I do famously struggle in, even though I voluntarily go into the line. Just can't help myself. Okay, so he drops the bishop back. Okay, already I don't remember why exactly. I'm assuming there is a knight fork here. 13% of black chess pieces commit 50%. Why'd I read that? That is funny, though. That is funny. Okay, so one, I could snap the bishop. I don't know if that's the right call. This looks scary, but there's actually no mate here because of this bishop. And you can't take the knight because the rook defends. So there's a couple moves here. There's two candidate moves. One is attacking this pawn because then threatening to win the rook. And the other is moving here to just gain a tempo on the queen. And one of them might be right. One of them might be wrong. So if I go here, where's the queen go? Queen only has one safe square, which is back here. We push the pawn forward because now he would be threatening to take the bishop. Then what does he do? Hard to really say. But then usually the idea is you would move this and kind of block the queen in, but now he's moving his bishop back. He can always like just get out of dodge. So I think we take the pawn. I think we do. Not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. Iver is a very strong chess player, so this is the problem. I'm glad he did 10 plus 5, though, because, you know, I talk too much and then I get flagged. So now it's unclear from Iver's point of view. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do. I don't know. I don't even know what I would do with the black piece in this position. This dropping the bishop back, I've seen it. I don't remember. He has a couple of candidate moves that, you know, I don't want to spoil a brother on, you know. But it's a hard position because obviously the rook is under attack. But my queen, if I take the rook immediately, then he can take this piece. And now it's hard to know exactly what I'm threatening, right? If I take the rook and he takes this, then it's not like I can grab this. And now my rook's under attack. And then, so this is how white can get in a very bad position in this specific line. And this all started from this, a normal game, bring the bishop out. It's some people call it the copycat variation because all the pieces are like exactly, and then you hit them with one of these, and they can't copy that because the queen loses. Queen out, bam, 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 and now we're in this position. So we're only like 7 moves in, but this is where anytime I do this line, this is where most players, myself included, spend the vast majority of the time because it's a very sharp opening with where a lot can go horrifically awry on both sides. I don't think I've ever exited this position in an equal position. Either it leaves into a complete loss for one side, or it leads to a complete victory for the other, or just like a super bad imbalance. Okay, so he does this lateral knight move, knight a4, a5. He obviously coming after the bishop. Okay, so I think immediately, I think we're in a good spot. I think because the neglected move, I think, is that I have his knight to f6. Wait, do I have that? Wait, let me think about this. Check. No, wait. No, that isn't. That's not a neglected move because if he takes with queen, yeah, no, that'd be losing on the spot. No, I can't do that. Can't do that. If I snag the rook now, he doesn't have time to take the bishop because I'd take the knight, and that's just checkmate. But if I take the rook, and he just takes here, well, then we have a. Actually, does that work? But then why didn't I do that before? There must be some reason. If I take this and he takes this pawn, then can't I give this check? And then he goes back. I don't see why that doesn't work. What if he just grabs this? Because now he's threatening mate, I guess is the problem. Yeah, I guess that is the real problem. Oh, so a few things to calculate here. Okay, let's say we go here. And then he takes the bishop. Then we give a check. Then if he takes, no, now our bishop's gone. We need that bishop. Okay, so I think the best thing is to do this. To attack the queen. But then, okay, he slides there. Oh god, this is why I shouldn't play this line. I think that's fine. I think this could already be going wrong. This could already be going wrong. A very complex position for the first game. Haven't even finished, a third of my coffee yet. But yeah, this could already be going awry. He has 3, I think, safe moves for the queen. Queen there, and then queen here. Either way, at that point, I think I can grab the rook. Because if I grab the rook, he grabs the bishop. Yeah. Well, first of all, yeah, the main point of him wanting to take out the bishop, presumably, is to get this. The knight move has 2 things. It protects the back rank. So now, okay, so he does go there. So there's no immediate threat, I don't think, because there's no checks in this position. Importantly, he hasn't had time to push d6. If he did, that's where you get into a lot of trouble, and I've gotten into a lot of trouble, because if you get hit with this check, brother, it's not a fun check to be hit with. Let me just say that. It's a bad time. So I think we just take the rook here, because I don't see a reason why not, unless I'm missing something horribly. Oh, wait, maybe I am. Wait, if I take this, he can go here. No, but then I bring this back. He goes there. I go there, he takes, that's mate. I think that's fine. I think this is fine. How's this look on the StreamYard's end? Because I realize I'm not seeing stream. Oh, okay, yeah, it looks fine. Don't think I'm missing anything horrific. Because the only check is that. And then I drop this back. And then I'm protecting and attacking the queen. And now, yeah, I've gotten my bishop out. And now the knights on the rim are dim or grim, depending on your rhyme preference. Okay, now he goes there. Okay, I think I calculated this. Wait, did I? Wait, maybe I didn't calculate this. Wait, shit, I was thinking he can't take with the queen. But if he takes with the bishop, oh shoot. Yeah, I might be in a bit of trouble. Okay, I have miscalculated this. I thought I could play this, and I was thinking, well, this is like defended, but of course he can like take with the bishop, and I don't have time to take his bishop because then he takes here, and then it's like it's mate after this, and this. And we don't, we don't have time to take this. Are we in trouble? I don't think so. I think I'm going to start with this check. He can't take because the piece is pinned. I don't know. I think this might, I don't know. One side could be completely winning, but this might be like a weirdly equal position here. Because he's only got, well, I guess he's got 3 moves. He can come forward, he can go there, or he can go there. I don't think there's a way that we can save both of these pieces, but we are up a rook for like a pawn. So we can afford to lose the knight, and our bishop is back here now, which is good. Because we can always move our rook over to f1. And then he can't really take this. Like once we move this, it's not like he can grab the knight because that would just be, that looks pretty disastrous. I mean, maybe our knight was better here. I just wanted him to lose castling as I lose castling. Maybe that's not the best move. Kind of difficult to say. It's a very difficult position. It's a very difficult position. Because we got to keep this rook alive. So we have to play like one of these 2 moves, pretty much regardless of where the king moves. The only other option is if the king moves there, then we at least can take and force a queen trade, and then we should just be up a rook. So he's probably considering these 2 options. Okay, yeah, so he comes forward. Now we could give a check and put the rook or the piece back where it ought to be. See, we can't like take this because if we take this, he'll do this. I think this is the safe move because now he can grab this. It's no longer pinned, but now we would take back with the queen with check. And then if he takes this, then we can pick up the knight. And then we're trading, but we should be like relatively safe in that position. And we can always pick up if we're really worried about the bishop, we could always win it with a fork. I mean, not win it, but trade it off with a fork. And if we take this, it's taking with check. I don't know if that's like super helpful. It would drag the king forward though. I mean, it doesn't have to, but then we can just come back with a discovered check because now the king would be on the back rank. We're both getting a bit low on time, but there is 10-second increment. So that's probably a good thing. Okay. Oh, holy. Look at that. Look at the balls on this guy. So he obviously wants his bishop into the game. I don't see a reason why, at least not immediately, to just pick up this with check. Yeah, because now he's running. Now we should calculate this, but do we have enough? Like we don't want the king. The king could go on some like insane suicidal journey because now we're not protecting the back rank if we move this rook up. Or is it better to just get the queen out? Probably safer to just bring the queen. Probably safer. And now, yeah, I feel like there's probably some. Depends where he moves. There's probably a mate here. Oh, my Chrome tab is frozen. That's not good. Oh, there we go. Okay, I actually didn't see the possibility of that. Am I super worried about that though? Okay, so we can go queen here, forcing the king there. Take. Oh, it's 5-second increment. Thank you. So if we go there, forces the king there, we take, he takes. Unclear. I think we take here. This is where I get bad, is when the time gets low. But this bishop can't take the pawn, and it can't take the knight. Queen can take the knight, which I think is fine because then we pick up the bishop, he picks up the rook. I wonder if there is like a mate here. Now, if he plays this forward, then he runs into a fork. So he probably has to be a bit careful. And presumably, if we can drag the king to the other side of the board so much. Like, yeah, I think if he's not careful, then I think queen to e7. Queen to e7 wins, I think, on the spot. If I can get that in. Because then that forces the only move the king has is to take the pawn, and then we pick up the queen. So I don't know what the best move is besides him just losing some material, I guess. The question is, if he takes here, do we have some mate anyway? Because if he can do that, we do that. Now we could pick up. But with the bishop coming in, I mean, it seems like we got a lot of. If we do this, oh, he just does that. Okay, I see. I see. So now we don't have our idea. Okay, I don't think I see a reason. I don't think there's any specific danger. I don't see a reason not to just grab this. Because if he takes, then we take with a discovered attack. So he doesn't have time to, yeah, and he knows that. He doesn't have time to take the knight. And now I think no, we do have to be careful. Yeah, we have to be a little bit careful because there's some back rank ideas, and now we're going to be getting into a time scramble, which I am not famously not good at. At least there is some increment, but we have to be careful because I was thinking of I can't really explain it now, but there's moves where you can sack the queen and then the rook can come back, and it's just not no bueno. But now I think we can do. Now I think we can do this and ask him if he wants to trade queens or not, and he does not, which is valid. And now I think, I mean, we're up material. There probably had to be a better continuation somewhere. And I don't think we found it necessarily. Okay, we want to block the knight from coming in. We want to get our king a little to safety and connect the rooks. We'll attack the queen. Yeah, this is where things get real messy. And Iwer is a better speed player than I am. God, Iwer, you're so freaking fast. Yeah, this is where I get in trouble. This is where I get in trouble. Iwer is way too speedy. Oh my god. Now I don't think we're up material anymore. Does he have any checks? I gotta determine quickly. Yeah, I think he does. Oh no! Oh, I wasn't watching my time. Fuck! I think I was cooked anyway. Oh. Oh man. Damn it. Oh my god, I didn't even see I could take on C2. I didn't even see that. I could just take the fucking rook. I could just take the rook. Oh my god, I thought the rook was defended. Yeah, taking no rook is like +5. Okay, let's go through this. Oh my god. Jeez, that'll wake you up. Man, good. Well played, Iwer. Well fucking played. Well fucking played. So we start off. God, yeah, good for you. Good for you. I'd rather have a time scramble with no increment than a time scramble with a little bit of increment. That's why my bullet when I play with 1 second or with no increment is way better. I mean, it still sucks, but bullet 1+1 is like my worst format ever. I can't do it. Okay, so this is all theory. And Iwer goes back. Okay, so this is losing, and I do play the right move. Okay, so I go wrong at some point. Okay, this is still okay. Let's move into the analysis so we can actually see the best moves. Okay, so yeah, this is all theory. And Iwer, I'm off the chat right now because I'm not off my stream chat, but I'm off the chat because I'm in the analysis mode. So this is all, this is like +7. This is what I get into these. This is why this line is like so bittersweet to me. I get into like very good positions, but they're they require too much calculation. Okay, taking there, not the best move. Should have just moved the rook out, which I do eventually, but apparently I shouldn't have done it right away. He goes for this check. I bring it back. We're still like +6. I play the check. Okay, everything's good. Okay, that I should have just grabbed this with check immediately, but I was really worried about this rook. So I go here. Everything's still fine. Everything's still fine. Then eventually, probably when the time gets sketchy, everything goes so wrong. So here it wanted me to give this. I was worried about this. I didn't have a chance to really calculate, and my calculation is not that good because I was thinking something like this, and I'm like, do we have an attack? And now are we under threat here? It just wants to do b4 and just bum rush the king, which I guess it makes sense. But I was nervous, so I took here, thought I could pin. He takes, I take, we're still good. He takes, and this is where I get a little confused. Okay, so I should have played all the way, push the pawn, did a half send with the pawn. So he takes on there. I offer the queen trade. He takes queen 2. Bishop out. We're getting our pieces out. Okay, we're trading. We're still +4. Not as good as what it was. I'm gonna be so annoyed if this ends up being that I was winning until the exact end when I could have taken the fucking rook. Oh, that's gonna be so annoying. I wonder if that is the case. Because everything seems normal, but this is where I start to panic. And I knew it's a bad move as soon as I did it, because then it lets the knight come in, and that's the reason I even said I played c3 to protect the knight, and I'm like, oh shit, I'll just push. Then knight comes in, and this is where things probably start to go downhill. Apparently it wants me to just do this check, probably from a rook follow-up, right? Because if he takes, oh no, then I also have the queen. Okay, yeah, so should have pushed the pawn there. Things are still surprisingly good. Yeah, pretty much everything is fine. But this is where I have 11 seconds now, so this is where shit will probably hit the oh, yeah, okay. So this makes it even. This makes it even right there. And I miss this. This is another one that as soon as you play it, you're like, oh, fuck. The reason my rook is here is to stop this rook from coming in, and I thought I might have been mated there. So what did it want me to do? It wanted me to do c5 again. Now, why this time? You can't take with the knight. I get that. If you take, is it that I can use my rook? Oh, no, it's that then c7 hangs. Okay. Fuck. And was that, no, there's a few decent moves. This was not one of the good moves, because then this happens. And I wonder what's happening here. Wait, the only drawing move is rook a2 check. There must be a perpetual then, right? Oh wait, if I take it, it's just horrific, because then I'm probably having to sack something major. And then and if I go here, oh, then it is just okay. So it's a perpetual. Otherwise, I lose. Okay, so that was I don't. That would be a hard move to find to play rook a2, especially with less than 30 seconds on the clock. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. This position is incredibly sharp, which is why in some ways I should stop playing it. But it's also very fun to play. Yeah, and then here I don't know what was going on. Then here it's like I just didn't. I did for some reason I didn't think I could take it because yeah, what is after this? I mean, there's like a check, but well, no, the check just trades queens. Yeah, I don't know if there's no discovered check with the knight. Oh no, there is like no, yeah, no, there's no way to check without making it a queen trade. So then, this happens and then I lose. Although after this, it's like even this, right? If I can't remember what move I was going to play. I don't think it was necessarily a good one. I can't remember. There's a move I was about to play. And it could have been losing on the spot anyway. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was this. Which okay, yeah. If I did play that, oh wait, no, is that it? I hope not. I hope it wasn't that. But even this, yeah, would be bad. I think I was trying to play some queen move. I can't remember exactly what, but I was trying to align here. But all of these, none of these work. So if I was reaching for the queen, I think that would have been a disaster anyway. I still didn't see that I could just grab the rook until Ivory pointed it out. Confitaru Wakamura. That's a very creative one, Emmett. But yeah, I should have just picked up the rook, even from this position, right? But I mean, I'm just Ivor, your skill in low time is better than me. I mean, your bullet I think is like 200 elo higher than my bullet. So that was a good game, though. That was a great game. Amazing. GG Ivor, well played. If you want to play another one, I'd be down to. If you have to go to bed, I know it's like late in Germany, but yeah, it's been probably since the last time you played with me, probably, right? Yeah, I mean, no one else has challenged Ivor, so rematch. Ivor, you just beat a 1964, okay? A 1964 Ivor, that's. You're popping like four. Do you know how much elo? If I was on my normal account, I would have lost like probably 100 elo. I mean, there's probably a max that you can lose, but that was incredible. Okay, let's see what Ivor's repertoire is. What do you play with white? I don't even remember. Okay, so the queen's pawn opening. Oh, is he playing a London? Is that what's happening right now? Yeah, that's what's happening. So this is one of them, and Ivor knows this. This is one of the main ideas in the London system as black is to immediately try to say, hey, your bishop came out too early, and now this pawn is hanging. Now, of course, there's different ways to go about dealing with that, but the idea is for black is that you're arguably provoking a weakness. Like if we see b3, it's like, is that weak? Is that, or there's some lines where it's like a poison pawn. Now, that's interesting. Is this one of those? They have a term in chess that you don't know called a poisoned pawn, where the pawn looks so juicy. That pawn making me want to act up, But then it's like, if you take it, are you in a worse position? I mean, basically, then knight b to d2 would be forced, otherwise, because knight here would lose. So I think the knight would be. I think knight b to d2 is forced, and he does have a lead on development. But then I think that's. I think it's not poisoned. I think that's a totally normal pawn to take. But that's the problem with poison pawns, They're just so tempting. To take. Now, we do have to be a little careful because now he can hit us with this. And then we got to think, well, where's our queen going after that? So that's kind of one of the... And then, well, this pawn doesn't hang. But yeah, we don't want to get our queen trapped, which is something that can happen. So we're probably going to see this. And I guess, White's argument here is that, White has a lot of development, and I just have my queen out. So I'm up a pawn, but at what cost? I'm really hoping Iwer doesn't have some insane theory here, because I very much do not. But I think Iwer's probably just playing a principled London. But he was comfortable enough giving up that pawn, so he's obviously thinking that it's worth a development. Now here, I think we trade because he can't take with the knight, so he either ruins the pawn structure on both sides, or more likely takes back with the queen. But then at least oh wait, no, he can't take back with the queen. If he takes back with the queen, he hangs the rook. Okay, so now, yeah, it's going to be hard for him to castle. Well, he probably won't end up castling, presumably. I mean, he always can, but I'm a little nervous about my queen being so deep in enemy territory, Okay, so now he's looking to grab that pawn. We just got to make sure our queen's not getting trapped after a move like this. And then he comes here, but we always have queen there, and we can always put the queen back on the starting square. So I don't think there's any trouble there. Iver's been improvising since move 3. Yeah, that's probably, yeah. See, if Iver studied openings, Iver would probably be 2200. Iver plays on instinct alone. Okay, wow. The pawn push. Okay, so is that scary? Is the question. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because I think I'm totally fine with that. Because that opens my rook up. And then we just got to make sure we just develop quickly on the king side. Probably get castled. We do. The only thing Iver does have on the king side is now he has the open G file. So we do have to watch for some chicanery, which can happen, down that line. But he is still, again, the only piece that we have developed is still the queen, and we're only up a pawn. So this could be not a great position. Okay, so now Iver is threatening some chicanery. 100%, because now if he goes here, God, is I hope my queen's not already trapped. I hope my queen's not already trapped. No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, but it's a little close for comfort, if I can be honest. Because if I do nothing and he hits me with rook b3, now that's my only escape square, was to go there. That's obviously why he's playing there. I think the only, maybe there's other moves. The only move I can see is queen a3, because now we can escape down this path. This is probably not winning for black, though. I'm assuming there's just we're so far behind in development. Okay, now he might end up winning back the pawn here, I'm thinking. Because we got to go here. Now he can't take immediately. I think his thought is that taken if I take, then I lose the rook. Actually, I think maybe it's fine, because if he grabs the knight, we pick up with the rook, he takes, and then we're getting the rook off the file. And of course, yeah, right now we're threatening the bishop, so bishop has to decide what it wants to do. Yeah, and I think I like to see that move. I think. Because now we can threaten the bishop. I think he wants bishop here. But now we're attacking the bishop. Bishop's undefended. The bishop goes here, we just trade. He has the doubled pawns. Bishop goes back. I think we just try to just rapidly develop on the king side. Bishop goes here. Maybe we just leave it alone. I'm not sure. We could attack it with the rook. Hard to exactly say. I guess, yeah, the only three moves are those three that I see. I mean, we're probably just gonna try to fianchetto and make the little house for the bishop, get the knight out, and then hopefully castle. If we can get all those moves in, then I think we can justify grabbing that pawn like 10 moves ago. It's not gonna be necessarily easy to get castled. Is the problem? It's not gonna be the easiest thing in the world, because there's just, yeah. At least we have a second piece developed, or the first piece that's not the queen. Second piece in general. It's better than having only the queen developed. That's crazy. That's crazy. So Iwer is just gambiting. Not only did he gambit a pawn, he's gambiting an entire bishop. I don't think I can say no to that. I mean, yeah, I don't think I could say no. I don't think I could say no. Yeah, so he's banking that he can sneak in and do us harm. This man means to do us grievous bodily harm. But he's going to have to justify this because, because now he's down a piece for a pawn, I guess, at the end of the day. And at least our queen can blockade, and he's got no dark squared bishop. This knight can try to come in. Is there any point in giving this check? Yeah, probably, actually. I think there is a point in giving that check. Because he can't block with the pawn, so he'll either... I mean, I don't think he was really planning on castling anyway, I guess, but yeah. But at least that lets us get developed. Now, where do we want our knight? Probably not here, because this is like so well defended. Like, we can't even sneak in any way. So, honestly, our knight is probably just better placed on e7. And now the bishop stops really any knight movements because I think we're happy to trade it off. Because we probably don't want a situation where the knight ends up on b7, because then it's just like we're never getting rid of that. Especially because either of our knights would need, like, I don't know, God knows how many, like 3 or 4 moves to probably be able to target it. But we're also, in some ways, we're threatening our own knight to c4. If knight goes to c4, well, not really, I guess. No, not really. Because I was thinking then we're threatening to pick up the pawn. But then after knight to c4, he'd probably just play queen a1, defending the pawn anyway. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. Shouldn't be a problem. We can always move the bishop. And if he moves the knight, we can always take, and everything should, I think everything's defended in that. So I think we can just castle. He might be looking for like c3 ideas, which attacks the bishop and then has a little battery. And if the queen and the bishop were reversed, then I would be losing a piece or getting mated. But I think I'm fine to just sidestep and lose the h7 pawn if I have to. And it would just be a pawn trade anyway. And I think as long as we can get rid of this pawn, I mean, I think Iver's kind of banking on this pawn being his personal lord and savior. Because if we can get rid of that pawn, then I think kind of all of our problems, I think, should go away. So maybe we will try to smash this knight into c4, right? Which would force the queen. We force the rook, and then we should just be able to. Okay, so he's lining up. He's preparing some chicanery for us for sure. Probably out of safety, it's probably good to play this. Just because now with the rook on the open file, now I am a little afraid of c3. Because now c3, the bishop comes in, we sidestep, and now it just seems like there could be some pressure. If he played like rook g2, then queen slides over, right? I don't want to get into that. So he might try to chase. Oh, he just goes for it. He just goes for it. That seems like a crazy move to me. Am I missing anything? Yeah, I think we just take that because now, if anything, I mean the e6 pawn is weak, but now the rook is staring now at the f3 pawn. We could always swing the king over to f7, which would presumably get him to play f4. Okay, so where is that queen going? Yeah, it's not so simple on how to exactly make progress here. But I guess what's stopping us, realistically, what is stopping us from forcing him to play, yeah, rook? Okay, so he saw that. But then I guess my counter is then what stops this? Because now we're basically chasing the rook away. And then I think we just pick up the pawn. And yeah, there's like now that our bishop is gone from there, the knight can jump to c5 at some point. So after he moves the rook, after he pick up the pawn, he can take with tempo, or he can jump in with tempo. Well, no, he can't. Well, yeah, that would basically, I think, force a queen trade. Okay, wait, let's calculate. So he takes this, we take this, he jumps in, threatens the rook, but that is also, I guess, yeah, threatening now the knight. But then his knight's going to come in. Okay, I think I have a plan. Because his main thing is now, the reason we can't grab this pawn is because, yes, the line would be if we take, then he's going to take back, trade queens, and then he has an attack, and he's discovered attacking this, and I don't know if there's a way to get out of it. I mean, we could always go here, lose the knight, take this with check, but then I don't, then we're kind of just like giving back material. And I think we have a better end game in that position, and we're doing better on time for once, thank Christ. But the idea of this is that then if he takes, then he no longer has the escape square, which means we can take, he takes, now he's opening up his king. Okay, so he does that. Okay, well, I didn't consider that. So now if we just do, wait, so what if we check? No, because then he takes, and then he takes, and then he takes, and then, yeah, then we're losing the bishop. So I think we have to take this. Wait, are we trapping the bishop in this? We kind of are, aren't we? Wait, no, we're not. No, we're not. No, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Okay, I actually think I think I'm fine with this. The other option is to like slide the queen over and say, fine, you can take it, but like, is there some spooky nonsense? But I don't know if there is, because I think you can always run to b2. So I think we just play bishop back where it was supposed to be. Now there's less chicanery. As long as we keep this pawn blockaded, I think we're fine. And now his king will be hunted, because these are two isolated pawns. So as long as we keep this blockaded with something, we could swing either the rook or the queen over. And now we're threatening all kinds of malevolence on the destroyed king's side, in theory. And he's very low on time, which is good. Although Iwer could still play very good under low time. Okay, so knight back. Don't necessarily see a better move than just this, because this is defended. We don't want to get into a time scramble with Iwer. We don't want that. There's got to be something better here. You would really think. Because now our knight's hit. Man, now this is getting spooky because now the time is catching up. Now the time is catching up. Okay, I think that's fine. It is even material. Iwer's got to be close on time. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, we got to be careful we don't hang some type of mate if the queen slides down. Okay, and I think we just go for this. And then we got this. There we go. Okay, Jesus. Oh. Ivory, give me a fucking run for my money. Jesus Christ. Oh. Was I not sharing that? Was I not sharing that tab? Was I not sharing that tab? Was I not sharing that tab? Was that whole game? We're just listening to my There's like 4 people here. Y'all just sitting here listening to me talk without seeing anything. No one fucking says anything. Was I not sharing any of this shit? Are you fucking kidding me? Am I crazy? I don't think any of that was shared. I'm just giving chess commentary for a black screen with freaking 4 or 5 people watching. Well, I guess the commentary, I guess you're all just imagining in your mind, I guess. Because if I go back, yeah, I don't think any of that is live. Like I forgot to check StreamYards. Oh my god. Well, that was a good game y'all missed. That was a good game. How do I make myself smaller? Why am I so large? Okay, I'll put myself in here for the analysis. And why is my chat all like that? I guess the analysis is different. That's okay. We can still see it. A brief analysis. I think I must have been lost. I think that probably was a bad pawn to take. So this is all pretty standard. Okay, apparently it's a fine pawn. I mean, black is like more or less equalized, but now we're getting into, you know, that wasn't apparently a good move. But this, okay, this kind of helped a bit, destroying the king side. Can't believe that whole game wasn't on fucking stream. I can't believe that. Who are the 4 people that are just sitting there, just watching, just watching me in the corner describe a chess game? That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we push that. Pushes. Yeah, this, okay, so apparently this is, I thought I was like losing. Apparently it's even. I was a little worried. We get the queen out. And then, yeah, Iwer goes for this, which is spooky. But yeah, right now it's -2. We got everything we wanted. We're able to castle. We're up material. Pushing the pawn. Yeah, pushing the pawn was the best move. Okay, goaded confluence. Pushing the pawn was the best move. And then e takes d4. Yeah, we had to. And then we just put the bishop back where it wanted to be anyway. Then this is where things get messy, because then Ivor's already low on time, and then I'm starting to get low on time. As soon as I did this, I saw that it's probably better to do this, but do the knight check here. Now I'm hyper paranoid about if this is like visible. It is visible. Okay. So now, yeah, wait. So I wasn't sure what to do here. Yeah, it still wants the knight check. Instead, we do a bishop check. Kind of just playing off instinct at this point, thinking there must be something. Now we put the knight there a little too late. And now he's threatening this. So we do find best move there. King goes to the side. And then I didn't see what was the point after this, giving this check. I thought he was just going to run away. So I just block. And now apparently it's mate in 6. I don't know what the freaking mate in 6 is. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, what was the mate here? So why can't the queen recapture on a7? What am I missing? Oh, because then the rook hangs. Oh, okay, yeah. So he can't take, because then it's just mate. It's just well, even if it's not mate, it would still be picking up the queen. Yeah, apparently that's not mate. Why is that not mate? Oh, because of that. But you know, I would have probably just taken the queen because I ain't calculating a mate in 5. But yeah, I should have realized I could just grab that pawn. But instead we go back with the bishop. And then, okay, we'll just speed run the rest of this. And yeah, then everything else is just kind of normal. Iwer is challenging again. Okay, let me, wait, did I accept that? Okay, now let me make sure this is sharing for real, okay? Yes, it is. It is in fact. It is in fact sharing. And this is this a 15? Is this a 10 plus 15, or is this still a 10 plus 5? For some reason, I thought I saw 15. I don't know if I'm crazy. Okay, Ivor's playing a Sicilian. We will play the what I call the margarita variation, but it's not what it's actually called. It's called the Menginerini something variation. It's also known as the A3 Sicilian, okay? Try to get out of book, you know. Okay, well he responds with the the humble A6 himself. Really trying to suck the wind out of my sails, I guess. So this is where we say, okay, we're just gonna, you know, we're both out of book now, you know. Now we are both out of book. I guess I'm gonna play this in the style of what's called a Grand Prix attack. Don't really know the theory of that. The Grand Prix attack would be this. Yeah, I think that's fine. Problem is, I don't know enough to know how exactly the addition of A7 could change things. It obviously makes B5 stronger if it ever needed to be played. So he's building a little house for the bishop. That's what it seems like. So I think we'll just develop normally. And with the addition of the nice thing about the A3 with this line is that the knight ever does the lateral move. Now, usually that would just like pick off the bishop, especially if we push D3, which we probably want to do at some point. But now we have this little tuck-in square on A2. So I think we're just going to play solid. I mean, he might be looking for a D5 break. Takes. He can't do it yet, so I think we just play normal. Yeah, so he does build a little house as expected. I think here we just castle. And I mean, he can choose to double our pawns if he wants. I think I'm fine with that. Gonna make sure we're still streaming. Yes, we are still streaming. We just continue with like normal development here. K2 says I already lost. That could be possible. Unless you mean before, I have already lost my first game against Iwer, okay? So that much is true. However, have I already lost this position? I hope not. It's always a struggle to know in these positions, like what is the good breaks. Because right now, I think, right, no pawns, no pieces, nothing has been traded off. Go to Emmett and sing a song. Oh yeah, I guess it's Emmett's karaoke, isn't it? I realize, and I don't really think about this at the time. It's like my room is by no means like soundproof. And so it's like sometimes I'll be like so in depth into karaoke and then I like leave my room. And it's like I do rent out like the basement. So it's like, but I mean, it's still like I think sometimes I sing pretty loudly. And I'm like, you know, everyone can probably hear me. I probably am worse in this position, to be honest with you, K2. Probably am worse in this position, almost certainly. Because if we take, he's going to come in with the knight. I mean, I think we're just down a pawn. Or maybe not. Okay, so I think we could have been. I guess he made a choice there. We could have been down a pawn. I think if he back here, if he took with the pawn, now he's chasing my knight away. Well, I'd have to. I guess I could move my knight there on the rim, but then the queen might come in. I don't know. So now he can grab the bishop pair if he so desires. But at least now we're kind of blocking his nice bishop from, from seeing the rest of the board. My brook is fine. My brook is just chilling. Okay, he's trying to squeeze us. He's trying to squeeze us. That's what he wants. I will not be squeezed. I will not be squeezed. So now he's kind of got to decide. I mean, either way, I think we're losing the bishop pair, but I think that's fine. I mean, my bishop is possibly out of the game anyway, at least right now. Might have potential later, but we are starting to feel a little cramped. We've let Iwer take too much space. K2 says I look for gay Mexican songs for Emmett. Okay, I think we just kind of force. Oh no, that would hang. Never mind. That would not be a good move. Yeah, it's really hard to, because now if we take, now he takes back, and then I think I'm fine with that. It'll give me more space. Oh, he takes back with that. Okay. Okay. We definitely have to watch our time. So if this gets to a time scramble with increment, we will be in trouble. Okay, that's a little spooky because our knight is pinned. And thankfully by pushing c3, we connect the bishop with the queen, so we're not hanging anything immediately. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, we probably really want to get King H1 in at some point because we definitely don't want to be subjugated to having this knight be pinned anymore. That's the last thing that we want to happen. Okay, so I think we throw in this check. That's something we could have done the last move that I missed. Because that will force him to move his king, which is good. Because, yeah, if he doesn't have the king safety, that's a big plus for us. Is there any point giving this check? Probably not. Oh, wait, we can't give that check because we're pinned. Okay. That's right. Forgot about the old pin. So let's get out of that pin. And everything is defended right now, at least. Oh, like, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck. Totally forgot that that was the whole point of that pawn being there. I mean, that was a calculated gambit line that I'm doing. A totally calculated gambit. A very intentional gambit with very deep reasons that I can't explain immediately. But y'all have to trust. You'll have to trust that that was a very intentional gambit line. And was not a blunder at all. It was definitely not going to cost us the game. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. We are in some mild trouble, I would say. I would say we are in a little bit of trouble. Not a lot, not a lot. Just a little bit, just enough trouble. Just enough trouble. Because we really don't want to trade queens here. We really don't want that. Yeah, that was a bad mistake. It was a very bad mistake. Yeah, I'm not even sure what to. Whoa, what? That doesn't work. There's no way that works. In what world? In what world does that work? Oh yeah, I guess it is two. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought it was just one rook. Okay. That was just one rook. I was like, what the heck? Doomrank says finally some actual content. Yeah, I mean, people say that two rooks for a queen is better. I don't think I'm a high enough level for that. I think I would still rather have the two rooks in general. So yeah, we're still down a lot of material here. Is the problem? Chess fluence. Finally, yeah, there we go. Finally, Doomrag gives me a decent name. It's a bad position. Hanging that knight was not was no bueno. Hanging that knight was absolutely no bueno. I'm not sure what our winning chances are in this current moment. Not exactly sure. Yeah, so he wants his bishop into the game. And if we take, he takes, and then we can't take because then we're gonna end up losing the queen to skewer eventually. So we can't do that. So I guess we just play this. Just at least defending our pawn chain. We're down. Yeah, we're down a bishop and a pawn, I guess. We have the queen, so we have an imbalance at least. But the queen only has a bishop, is the problem. Okay. Do we want to take on Passant? I mean, some people say it's forced, you know? Fine, fine. Bear fluence. Disavow. God, I wonder if our best bet is going to be to try to just draw this. It's really hard to see where a win's coming from. And as the clock goes lower, my chances of winning are going to vanish. Once an inevitable time scramble occurs. I think we'll just take this. Because at least we're winning a pawn, and now we're not. I think we're not losing the queen, and there should be no mate because we can tuck away on h3, and there's no light squared bishop. So at least we've closed the gap by a pawn. But it's just going to be a queen against two rooks and a bishop, which is not going to be very fun. What does he want? My rook in the corner? I'm not sure what we really have here. Okay, at least pick up another pawn. I mean, if we have a veritable pawn storm, I mean, taking this pawn is a little risky. It's a little risky because now there could be some skewer that happens over here. But now I think we're winning another pawn because now his bishop's got to get out of dodge. Will the pawns be enough? Because now that's actually going to be almost equal, right? A queen, two rooks, and then three pawns versus bishop. I mean, it's going to be hard to say. The problem is going to be, yeah, the probably the h2 pawn because I can't move my king, otherwise I hang I hang h2. See, at least we can make him play ultra careful because there's probably ways to go wrong here. See, and that I think is what we like to see. I think because now we can finally move the king. Without hanging h2. See, now he's gonna get that is the problem. And I don't know if we can stop that. Don't think we can. Yeah, now we're both low on time. Oh, thank Christ. I had that move last time. I didn't see it. Still probably not. Still probably not winning. Oh God, yeah, that discovered. This is gonna be a draw unless one of us fucks up. This is where I have to focus like a mofo. Did we do it? Did we do it? I think we did it. I think we did it. This is pinned. Oh God. That was a swindle. GG's. That was a swindle that I just pulled off. Yeah, that had to be bad for me. Yeah, so with your weird anti-Sicilian, I don't even know what that is. Immediately both out of theory. And then, yeah, I get into a cramped spot. Still balanced so far. Probably going to be balanced until, okay, well, you're slightly ahead here. But everything's going to hit the fan in the eval once I forget. Yeah, so it's even here. Back to you, but not, and then yeah, and then that just just hangs the night fully. Went from what minus 6, minus 6, 7, then immediately, yeah, and it's just Jover, and it's just not going super well. Then it's just minus 4, and it was just I wonder when I had those multiple pawns, was that at least close to even, or is I still getting fucked? Because obviously the rook it actually is getting fairly okay. Now it's even here. It is even at this point. I don't know if it's going to be even once you manage to sneak in that rook. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm just chasing the king around. Really, no. And then, yeah, that was not a good. I thought that was good to get it off, but apparently there might just be nothing better than just giving continuous checks. And then, yeah, pushing this was a mistake because of this. Then I'm back to losing, and then probably going to be. Oh wait, no. Now it's Oh yeah, it's fine because here, yeah, and we had it back here too, which I was glad you didn't see it because yeah, here I just pushed the pawn on instinct and then yeah, even here, even though back here was winning, but now here because I lose the pawn, then it's just a fully drawn end game until one of us makes a mistake, and thank God it ended up being you with blocking with the rook. Oh man, that was an intense game. Those were all intense games. Those all came down to like the fucking wire. See, Emmett. Iwer, you have to be like underrated. You must be. You must be. Or just 10+5 is a format that favors you a lot more than it favors me. But I mean, you could. I'm assuming if you play 10+5, yeah, because it's like I'm fighting for my life here. What? It was 2 games to 1 and barely. So I can't. Yeah, I can't imagine you're like 1500. K2 says, I'm waiting for you to go to Emmett. I want you to sing A Day to Remember. Bro, I can't sing Carrie. First of all, like I said, I'm going out for a dinner with my landlords tonight. And so, I can barely face them in the morning after karaoke, knowing they can probably hear through the basement walls that, that I've been singing, but definitely not now. Oh yeah, you're elite now. How did you lose so much? I guess you haven't played in a while, so it's probably like oh, and I'm a 12. Yeah, you should have done unrated. I mean, I know you don't care about your rating, but yeah, you should have done unrated because yeah, I'm on this like account with like a 200 elo. But good night, Iwer. It's good playing with you. So that's where everyone is. Everyone's at Emmett's karaoke, which does make sense. And I have to leave in like 45 minutes anyway. So yeah, I'll probably end the stream. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's not gonna be hard for you to get it back. So I don't think you getting back to 1500 is gonna be too difficult, in my opinion. There's no way. I'm like the highest elo I've ever been before. So how are you taking like how are these games this close and you're taking one of the 3 games if you're more this than 1500? Like there's no way. Like I'm like I said, my elo is like freaking the highest it's ever been. I should be. I don't even know what the calculation is. I should be. Yeah, maybe a streamer debuff. But I should. Yeah, you think I should be winning like 19 out of 20 games against someone who's like 450 elo lower. But I honestly wonder if it's a 10 plus 5 too. I think I just, yeah, I don't. Once it comes down to I'd rather just be time scrambled the whole time and then blitz up moves at the end and like the plus 5. And I'm like, what move do I play? But yeah. But those are all good games. And thank you for playing, Iwer. And I hope you have a nice night. I'm going to probably head to bed. No, I'm not going to head to bed. You're heading to bed. I'm going to probably head off, watch a bit of karaoke before I have to go out for dinner. There'll be another stream for the 3 people watching. There'll be a stream tonight, probably around 8 p.m. CST. Probably going to be, probably going to be Nick Fuentes again, I think. Yeah, the stream debuff is a little, because then I'm trying to explain moves as well and stuff, which sometimes can help. But if I'm like trying to like explain and focus on like, explaining them to my audience of like nobody, then it's like, then maybe it is a legit thing. Because I feel like this has always happened. You've always ended up, really giving me a struggle on stream, But yes, tonight, Iwer, you will not be awake for this. But but if you wake up and you want to join, I mean, there'll be something. Could be Fuentes again. I think I'm gonna have to pull his name out of the title because I think it like destroys my discoverability because Fuentes is kind of a hot topic. So probably want to remove his name from things. And gonna be going over that. And so I will see whoever is here at around 8 o'clock. CST, Central Standard Time. It was nice playing with you, Iwer. Thank you guys, the small amount of you that are watching. God bless.